So you'll have hex stakes on 2 chains and you'll have hex on 2 chains. And I wouldn't like to see cheap hex anywhere. I prefer hex be expensive as hell everywhere that you can see it. And I prefer to see hex expensive on all chains. I don't prefer to see cheap hex anywhere. And I wouldn't want to see cheap hex on any chain. And personally, I prefer to see hex more expensive everywhere. Personally, I prefer to see hex expensive everywhere. I can tell you that I like to see all hex everywhere be very expensive. I prefer expensive hex is what I like. My personal preference is that I don't want to see cheap hex anywhere. I prefer to see hex expensive everywhere. You know, I prefer to see expensive hex everywhere. I don't like to see a cheap hex anywhere. But I do it because I care. And it's making a difference. It's making an impact. It is working. And if I died right now, you might have noticed that go.hex.com is a collection of links to code that you can run a bunch of different ways. Why is that? Why is go.hex.com a collection of links to software that you can run? Because it's your choice. You choose what code you're going to run on your computer. You chose what people you're going to communicate with. You make all the choices. You have all the power. And you have all the privacy. Even if you want to be stupid and give your privacy away, you can't. There's no contact us form. There's no email. There's no phone number. There's no way for you to de-anonymize yourself. There's no way for you to throw your privacy in the garbage. There's no logs. There's no Google Analytics. You can double-click a zip file and run the code from your desktop. You can view the source online. You can go to IPFS and see the hash of the compiled source and see it on different gateways, or run your own gateway or access it natively on the IPFS network. You can, there's so many ways that you get to be in control. And why is that important? Because if I die and hex.com goes offline and pulsechain.com goes offline, it doesn't matter. Now, I think that I won't be able to make the world a better place anymore if I'm dead. It's unfortunate. But your ability to run the code that you want won't be impacted. Because you have the code. You have the power. You are the network. It only exists because you will it into existence through your communication with your peers, your association with your peers, a truly decentralized, open source, peer-to-peer network. It's nice to brag about all the things that we're involved with and that, you know, I've invented or founded that just work better than other things. So for instance, yesterday or the day before, Uniswap went down. Why? Because some Cloudflare thing went down. Well, PulseX didn't go down. Now, why is that one part bad for Uniswap, one part good for Uniswap? One part bad because, hey, it'd be nice if your website just didn't go down. Hex doesn't go down. Pulsechain doesn't go down. To the best of my knowledge, neither Hex nor Pulsechain has ever been down. Ever.
Hey everybody, and welcome back to Hex Token channel, and of course Pulsechain X, as well as Superman Crypto. I hope you guys are doing all well on those channels. Over 10,500 subscribers. Appreciate you all. If you're new to the channel, smash the subscribe button on the way in. I hope you guys are inspired by Richard's messages there. Very, very cool. You are the network. You are in control of the code. You are true DeFi and freedom. And that's what we love there. And of course, the 2 chains to rule them all, as it were. It's going to be a lot of fun. 2 hexes on the 2 chains. And we're going to be talking about that today. Hex goes crazy out there in the community. Hex and eHex pump, of course. And we're going to talk about that. Hex, XHex, X1 chain airdrop from Jack Levin. And, of course, we've got a snapshot date of the 9th of March, 2024. So that's going to be really, really, really fun. And, of course, everyone loves free airdrops. And that's just how we roll in crypto. I love that crypto ethos. So congratulations to all those that will be able to qualify. Not bad, eh? Not bad as well. I think that's going to be pretty cool. And I'm pretty bullish about X1 chain. So definitely get on to that. What else we got? Got Sandy Beach in the house there. Hello, Sandy Beach. Sandy Beach taking a day off today on the day 15 of the squat challenge. Big shout out. Always good to have a rest along the way. And of course, Eddie had Vina in house there. Let's go. Both hexes, Pulsechain, PulseX, RSIs on all charts are ready to blast off. Woo! I like that one, Eddie. That's a great start to the show. We got Wookie is on both chains. Nice one, Wookie. And we got big welcome from Sandy Beach. Hello, everybody. Good to see you, Sandy Beach. Archie is in the house there. Hey, all from Excavator. Who else is there? Joey Torres. Welcome, Joey Torres. Tanzanians in the house there. Hey, super. Good to see you, Tanzanian, and great to have you in the chat as well. We got Hexcavator in the house, our very own Hexcavator. Does all the hard work for us while we I don't know, drink cocktails or something like that. And of course, we appreciate it. Hex Mum in the house there. Good evening, all. Good to see you, Hex Mum. Welcome to the chat as well. We got Troper Dev as well, based. There's a Troper Dev based here. And of course, what XHex airdrop coming. Yeah, we all love airdrops. Who doesn't love airdrop? Put your hand up. I love an airdrop. And X1 chain is going to be quite a tour de force. And of course, potentially one of the big chains this bull market. So looking forward to that with AI and Eigenlayer and heaps of other things in it. It's going to be a lot of fun. All right, so Hex should do pretty well over there as XHex. And of course, it's going to be free. So yeah, it's going to be fun. All right, let's see how we go here. We're going to get into some of the stuff here. Let's go. And we're going to pull in the, let's go from here. We're going to go to the stock market today to kick off. This is the Friday, the last day of the week of the stock market. I didn't get to cover it yesterday because I was, doing our stream with PulsePot and, of course, Calvelt DeFi, which is a great stream. If you haven't checked it out, go watch it. And, of course, we covered TYCZ, TRH, and, of course, a PUSD Algo, which I'm super excited about. I hope we get that over the line in the second half of the year. That'd be great. Let's get into it, though. We got S&P 500 in the second weekly fall amid pre-Fed jitters. That's the title of today. So we have a bit of a pullback across the board. Dow Jones down 0.5%, 190 points to 38,714. S&P 500 down 0.65%, 33 points to 5,117. And the NASDAQ with all the tech companies in it, almost down 1%, 155 points to 15,973. That is what's happened there. The dollar has gained some strength after kind of weakening a little bit. And it's up today slightly to 103.06 on the index. Let's jump to the commodities, though, and have a look at those. We got West Texas and Brent oil. They're both down slightly. $81 for West Texas, $85 for Brent oil a barrel. And then gold there down a little bit too after having a tiny little weeny rally, $2,159. Silver, though, is up again at $25.40. That's a really good sign. So keep a lookout for silver. It is the poor man's gold. And, of course, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has talked about that doing a 5X in the future, which would be $125. I think that would happen if we interest rate pivots and the US dollar gets devalued. That would be probably the biggest catalyst for silver doing something like that. But anyway, up 1.36% today. Let's jump over to Treasury yields. Treasury yields rise ahead of the Fed meeting. Treasury yields added to recent gains as bets on sooner Fed rate cuts suffered a blow from recent data showing a faster than expected pace of inflation at a time when the consumer strength appears to be waning. The University of Michigan's Consumer Sentiment Index fell to a reading of 76.5 from 76.9 in February, according to preliminary results, missing economist estimates of 77.4. And, of course, about 55% of traders expect a June rate cut, slightly down from 58%. So that is weakening for that June. We have been picking June on this channel. And, of course, that may get deferred back to July. So there we go. Trying to make estimations of the Fed there, but the data has been a bit mixed, we'll say, a bit weak as well. As the Fed is widely expected to keep interest rates unchanged on March the 20th, the central bank's outlook on the economy and interest rate path ahead will garner the bulk of investor attention moving forward. So that's pretty much it on the stock market. Let's quickly look at the Fed rate monitor. And, of course, let's go have a look at that. 4 days, and 18 hours to go until the 20th of May meeting at 2 p.m. We're expecting a no change in interest rates. They will stay at 5.25 to 5.5%. And like I say, if we jump all the way to June, which is when we're the earliest we're expecting a pivot, we've got, just under 60% of people expecting a pivot by then. So it has weakened off quite a bit, but still fairly strong, still the majority. So we'll see how we get on there. July is, not even that strong, 78% there, expecting a pivot. So definitely looking good there, either June or July at this stage. All right, that is pretty much it. Let's jump over to the crypto markets. Green. I see green. after yesterday's big pullback. We got Bitcoin there almost back at 70K, 69,933. It is up 1.93%, so almost 2%, and the dominance is at 50.84. So it's looks like it's strengthened a little bit there, almost back at 51%. Ethereum at the moment, $3,763, up 2% there as well. And of course, just that's want to get up over 4,000. That's pretty much it. Everything else is slightly green, so all of them under, if it's that light green, it's kind of less than 5% increase. So that's most of the market there is up there as well, including the meme coins, which have kind of been rallying. What is it? Floki is a standout though, slightly higher than 5%, 5.85% on Floki. And of course, the meme coins have been one of the main drivers, particularly last week or so, that have been rising on the big calls there. There we go. Right, so that is the markets. Let's go jump into Bitcoin. We've got quite a bit on Bitcoin today, and of course, let's have a look at these. Let's have a look at these prices. Yeah, look at this thing go. I mean, what a chart that is. And of course, today we had such volatility. We had the back again. Remember, we had the back volatility back here on the 5th of March. Had another one here. It does look like it's rolling over a little bit here, so a little bit nervous there. Obviously, we've got a little while to go to the Bitcoin halving, and of course, some people have been picking, around 73K as the top of this move. But here we are at the moment. $72,414 was the high, and we've got the low there at 65,565. I'm sure Brennan will have a view on that on the old TA for Bitcoin. The 50-day moving average is the yellow line. That's currently at 57,649. So I guess that gives some support there, as well as I guess some of the previous all-time highs, which we've just gone past, right? So that's kind of where we are at the moment. We've probably got a bit of support there at we're at 66,500, which is kind of where we bounced from, right? We kind of bounced from there at the moment. 66,500. There we go. We bounced from that. How funny is that? There we go. All right. So not too bad at the moment. And of course, let's bring in the overlays. We've got the Bitcoin halving coming up, and that is getting closer and closer. So let's have a look where we are there. We've got 32 days to go, not quite a month. So still just over a month to go for the Bitcoin halving. And of course, we're expecting, every 10 minutes is like 6.25, 6.5 blocks. I think it is a Bitcoin per 10 minutes. And of course, we're expecting it to go down to 3.25 per 10 minutes there on Bitcoin. All right, so let's jump into some of the news around Bitcoin. We've got Eric Balkahunas, one of the two Bloomberg analysts that we follow. The other one, of course, is Stefart. And, of course, they've been really great with the ETFs and things like that. Now, Eric here has got a nice, cool diagram about the year-to-date flows for the ETFs by category. So, obviously, Bitcoin category in there. Nice look at the 2024 year-to-date ETF flows by category. U.S. growth stocks and Bitcoin are the stories of the year. So far, corporate bonds are up there as well, notably Japan and EM, both making rare appearance. Gold ETFs in the gutter, gold. So those gold hawks there, man, they keep getting slapped in the face and they still keep harping along. But gold ETFs in the gutter there is also interesting. Now, we do know nation states are buying gold. So, they're waiting for that big calamity event, and that's why they're betting on the gold there. Now, I guess it's probably not too bad for them because they can put it in big vaults and have big guards around them. But for the rest of us, we like to have Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin's kind of the play to be there. So year to year, 2024 category ETF flows, and you can see that the spot Bitcoin, excluding GBTC, is 23.6 billion there. So looking very, very strong, followed by intermediate duration bonds at 16.2. This is the flows, remember, that have flowed in this year to date. And of course, tech sector there, number 3 there, 15.6 billion there as well. Growth factors 14.8. Investment grade there as well, and then spot Bitcoin 11,900. So you can see risk on. It's kind of risk on, really. Obviously, that is the play at the moment, and you can see all the conservative categories are really negative. So gold's down second to last. Commodities, energy, financial sector, utilities. I mean, it's pretty sad. So really risk on. This is a big element theme of this chart as well. So there we go. That is a pretty insightful little diagram there looking at the E flows. So Bitcoin for the win, right? Bitcoin for the win, crypto for the win. And of course, bodes well for Pulsechain as well. Now, Eric also put out a second one here about the actual zooming in on the Bitcoin ETFs. Here, monthly volume for the 10 Bitcoin ETFs, March is only half over, but it's already smashed the numbers from February and January. Remember, approximately about the 10th, 11th of January, was when the Bitcoin ETF started flowing in there, and there we go, 65 billion. Man, what a show! So this candle here, 65 billion. We've got up and away, right? So we can see the big movers there. IBIT, of course, in green there, FBTC, and of course we've also got ARKB, and of course there in orange there, the GBTC as well. So up and away. Money is flowing, folks, and the price is pumping. That's what we see, right? Money is flowing, price is pumping, and we're coming up 32 days away from the Bitcoin ETF. So we'll be keep looking at charts like this. Very, very telling of what we got. So February we got over 40 billion. Now we're at 65, and of course the first month there 30 billion. So that's the total there flowing into crypto. So monthly volumes, and not bad at all. All right, some people have been talking about 155 billion plus, and of course that's what we're looking forward to by 2025, and that's going to have massive impact on the market cap of crypto, and we're excited. All right, so that's looking pretty good. Now I just wanted to zoom in on this Bitcoin ownership distribution. If you guys haven't seen this, is pretty insightful on Bitcoin. This is dated February 2024 here. We can see who owns the Bitcoin, right? So this is all the Bitcoin here in existence, and we can see who owns it. So we've got Satoshi on the left-hand side. We've got Satoshi 1.1 million Bitcoin, right, sitting in there. We got miners, 714,000 Bitcoin, 3.4%. So Satoshi's got 5.2%. Then we have lost Bitcoin by estimation, 3 million BTC. Did you know that? If you haven't been around for long in Bitcoin or crypto, you may not know that they estimate something like 3.7 million in Bitcoin has been lost in all sorts of forms. And of course, there we are. Look how much that is. So that's a supply sink, as it calls, off the market. It's a bit like a burn. So pretty cool. What have we got? This big sort of what color is this? Mustard. Big mustard color. 81 to 130 million individuals. 11.97 million Bitcoin in the individuals' hands. So there is a lot of individuals with it. A lot of people in crypto, right? They've been in the game for a long time, accumulating Bitcoin. And of course, it used to be that the whole thing used to be if you got one Bitcoin, that's all you'll need. Remember, if you just get one, you can do whatever else in crypto. You just have one Bitcoin as your kind of your safe haven. That's all you'll ever need, right? And then, of course, now people are talking about all you need is 0.1%, one Bitcoin. That's what they're saying now. We need 0.1 Bitcoin, and you'll be all gold. So that's pretty funny. Now, 57% held by individuals, and there's some big individuals in there, right? Then we got some businesses with the turquoise here. 758,000 Bitcoin, 3.6% of the supply in there as well. And then we've got funds, ETFs. Now this is going to grow. You watch this number grow. They're going to try and take it from the individuals and the businesses. These ETF funds are going to try and get that. And of course, 3.9% in there at the moment, 818,000 Bitcoin. So you watch that number in time. That's going to change for sure. As the weekends over here on the individuals, who some of them, got strong ends, but some weekends end up selling over to these guys in the ETFs, right? Institutions, and open to the biggest capital markets of the world now. So the big boys on the field. So yeah, big money coming. And of course, then we got governments. Boo, governments! Trying to take away our freedoms, trying to take control us and all that. Their little wicked plans. Well, here we are. Governments there, 565,000 Bitcoin, 2.7% at the moment. Of course, that is part of the risk factor on the price, right? Selling down Bitcoin, and just the way it goes. So we'll meet those impacts on the chart in the future. And then, of course, what do we got left? 6.6%. Yes, you heard it. 6.6%, 1.38 million Bitcoin yet to be mined. And of course, we're about to go into the Bitcoin halving, where this is only going to be 3.25 Bitcoin per block. So that's going to be a big difference there. And of course, we're going to expect to have a nice bull run after that, right? So that's pretty cool. We've got a lot more funds coming in through those ETFs and through centralized exchanges and other on-ramps than we have with coins available, right? That's kind of the idea. And so, by 2141, I think it is, we've got the last Satoshi coming out. So that's going to be a lot of fun to get there. You guys going to be alive there? Put your hand up. Put your hand up. You're going to be alive in 4041. I want to see it in the chat there. You're going to be alive in 2141. Yeah, put it in the chat there. Put my hand up. That's like putting your hand up there. We're going to live forever. We're going to live forever. All right, so there we go. That is a pretty interesting shot there. Now, another big event happened. Is Runestones launched. Now, if you guys remember, a year ago, I was very early in on ordinals and inscriptions. You guys remember that? and of course, a few things happened in that space, which made me not to do with Ordinals inscriptions, but just the way things were set up with some of the stuff was sort of didn't stop covering that for a while. But in any case, runestones have launched, particularly the biggest inscription meme on Bitcoin. So Bitcoin, this is going to explode. It's going to be one of the key themes in this bull market coming up, is inscriptions and ordinals and things like that on top of Bitcoin, right? So if you think about Ethereum, we've got ERC20s, Pulsechain PRC20s. Those are our tokens. In terms of NFTs, we've got ERC 721 contracts, ERC 1155 contracts, or PRC 721 contracts and 1155s, etc., like that. We've got those on the chain. Well, this is kind of the equivalent to the NFTs, right? It's a bit like the ordinals, a bit like NFT and inscriptions, generally speaking, but like a token. You can have, or at least the PRC, the BRC20 format is like a token, right? So it's kind of the differences there between NFT, ordinals, and inscriptions like that. So they're all inscriptions, but they got slightly different properties here. Now the other one is we've also obviously had new contract types launch on Ethereum, Pulsechain, 404 contracts. And of course, they're kind of a hybrid between the two, a way of providing liquidity for tokens straight up through, straight away, which is a pretty good mechanism. We've seen people like Dipcatcher launch GoFurs, which was a fantastic, wonderful launch and a perfect way of doing it with beautiful artwork and all the rest of it. And they've got a big DeFi roadmap apparently going to be rolling out. So pretty exciting there. So lots of things happening in the space, and this is one of the big ones. This thing here could absolutely be one of the big winners. You saw some of those big in the last bull market. Some of the big NFT collections become really, really big. Bored apes and things like this. This could be like that on Bitcoin. It's only airdropping today, so you can't get it any way. You can buy it on the secondary market. Here it is here, and you can see at the moment it is pretty incredible. 808. So we had 24 hours of trading, just over 24 hours. I think it's about 25 hours now. And 181 Bitcoin has been traded. Can you believe it? 183. I just refreshed. 183 Bitcoin has been traded in that time. So it's a big, big play here on magiceden.io, which is pretty much a premier inscription market on top of Bitcoin, right? So this is going to be the boom on the Bitcoin side. Other than Bitcoin itself is, what's built on the ecosystem. And of course, this is pretty revolutionary, the inscriptions, and a good way of doing, NFTs and tokens and things like that. Some of the second layer stuff that's built around Bitcoin, and of course that's just growing from last year, and it looks very exciting. So these runestones doing some pretty big things, led by pretty big community. So 183 there times 70K. I mean that is $12.8 million in 24-hour trading of real volume, and people are snapping things up like hotcakes right now. This is an early opportunity. If you do want to get in one of these, they're currently at 0.01758 Bitcoin. Let's have a look at the trading volume at the moment over the last 24 hours. We're going to have a look at the price here, how it's launched. 112,000 have been dropped to early adopters of ordinals. That's how you got them. So you had to have at least a minimum of 3 ordinals that you had inscribed last year, pretty much. And of course, they've been airdropped to all those holders, 112,000 early believers, as it were. Fair launch, right? Fair launch. Now you can see it started off pretty high, around about 0.018 Bitcoin. There was a couple of outliers up here, and then the price came down as more were coming. Airdrops were arriving in wallets. Took 24 hours for the airdrop to process. Still a few more to come, and that you can see the market came down as more came in supply. And then by the time the US trading started, the market or price of ordinals of these these ordinal inscriptions from a runestone, which is what the name of it's called, went all the way up to 0.022 Bitcoin, and now it's currently trading sideways at a higher level, currently around 0.19. Now, where could this go? Some people were calling some big numbers for this, so we're going to be watching it very carefully. If we go to the discovery page, we can see that runestones is #1 on the list, obviously just launching, and man, it is all doing extremely well there. And it's obviously got a lot going for it. So let's have a look at a bit of the background. So Leonidas is the one that's leading this. He's an Ord influencer, Rune Master, and builder of Ord.io exchange. So he's a big player in the Bitcoin and, of course, ordinal inscription space. He's got a lot of followers, 127,000 followers. He's got big followers following him with 3 million followers. So he's got a lot of reach there. And of course, Runestone was just minted on the March the 3rd, the largest Bitcoin block in history, and inscribed the largest inscription ever again, introducing the 3.97 megabyte Runestone. And of course, are you getting stones? You might have seen me repost that, a couple of these the last couple of days. But man, look at this thing. Thing's been on the largest block, and apparently the Bitcoin dev says that this will probably be the biggest block ever mined. And of course, this has been inscribed here. It has been quite a collaboration to make this happen, and exciting to see where this will go as the pretty much the #1 meme on Bitcoin. That's the target, and it started off like a banger, as you can see. So 661,000 views on that post alone, 661,000 views, and of course 2,100 retweets, getting a lot of love there. Lots of people posting this out. Very excited so far. 2 hours ago, simple math for Runestone. Total supply 112,383. There's about 106,000 out at the moment, so it's almost finished dropping. Once that happens, I think that's when we're going to really see some of the magic with that price chart. And so you've still got an early time to get involved if you want to pick one up before it's off to the races. Obviously, do your own due diligence, not financial advice. Everything in crypto is pretty speculative. Just different levels of speculative. There we go. Current price about $1,200 US. That is about right. Maybe a bit higher at the moment. Market cap 134 million. Man, where could this go? Billions of market cap. I'm very excited. If 1 billion market cap, $8,900 per Runestone. If a $10 billion market cap, $89,000 per Runestone. And of course, if you ever thought of something you have a real possibility of doing it, especially so early in the second layer ecosystems on Bitcoin, at least in this bull market, it looks really optimistic. So very excited about that with that one. So I'm going to repost that. So some really nice stuff happening here. You can see more people looking at that as well. We've had about 106,000 drops. So there's only a few more to come out. They get airdropped in Bitcoin blocks. That's they take a little bit of time, about 24 hours plus. So pretty cool. And they drop in people's wallets, and then people can sell them on the Magic Eden there. So pretty cool. So if you want to check that out, I'm going to post a couple of links in here. I'll always like to give you guys, a bit of chance to get in early on some of these cool things. Even if you didn't receive one of these, you can potentially pick one up by clicking one of these and click buy now. And, best of luck to you on that one if you want to get in there on that one. But could be a mega theme on Bitcoin. It's election cycle, so there we go. Something a bit different for today as well, for today's live stream. So that is it there. And if you want to find the founder, Leonidas, that is Leonidas's post there as well. And you can do your due diligence. But man, it's only day one. So or just started day two, or first day, at least after the airdrop. So a good time to get in early, right? So there we go. All right, that's pretty much it on that one. I think, did I have anything more to say about that? Not sure. But it has garnered a lot of attention on here as well. So let me just, there's going to be a token airdrop related to this as well, a secondary token. So that's going to be another bullish thing about these NFTs. These I should say, Runestone ordinals inscriptions. So it's going to be pretty cool. The parent one sold for over $500,000. That's the parent one. So that was pretty bullish the other day. That's paying for all the fees for the airdrop on Bitcoin Network. Bitcoin's not the cheapest place to be on, as you guys know. So there we go. Lots of people seeing these Runestones drop in people's all sorts of places. People after receiving Runestones, they all get pretty excited there. I don't know what they're doing there, but there we go. Lots of cool stuff happening there at the moment. So very, very cool. Check it all out. There's lots of posts on there. Very, very neat there. Ords.io, top 10 ordinals, Runestones at the top, looking pretty strong there. And of course, the biggest block in history there. So cool. Leonidas is Bitcoin's Oprah. Indeed. So lots of bullish stuff there. Check it out. You're getting early, man. Getting early. That's the place to be. All right. Looks like it's almost, the price is almost up. It's almost up to 0. So the price is rising again. 0.0191 there on the old time there. You will need a Bitcoin wallet, of course, and your Magic Eden is a good place to be. So there we go. All right, let's move on to Ethereum. Something cool. And Ethereum at the moment, man, look at this. Ethereum here. Look at the price here. So a little bit of a rollover happening here right now. And of course, we have the price at the low of $3,566, $3,566, and a high of $3,932. The current price at the moment sitting in the middle at 3,741, and we've just rolled over to the new day, and we've got a brand new candle starting there at the moment. Now, obviously, we passed the Deacon upgrade pretty smoothly. Obviously, those the impacts will take time to play out. particularly for second layer protocols. But it's probably going to stay pretty expensive on Ethereum. And of course, let's go over to the next upgrade. Of course, we've got is the Bitcoin halving, which is 32 days away. And then the big event for Ethereum is the Ethereum ETFs, which will be maybe a minor to medium event, probably. We'll see, but may surprise people to the upside with the amount of money that comes through them over time. That's an empirical question. We don't know exactly how that would be, but still a bullish event nevertheless. And that is 68 days away, so just over 2 months away there for that. So still coming up. And of course, the interest rate pivot may happen potentially at 11th of June, the earliest there, but may slip into July. So that's kind of the play at the moment on Ethereum. No real other news that I'm aware of. So that's kind of the play. We're going to get into Pulsechain though, and talk all about that. So before we do that, let's catch up in the chat. See who else has jumped in there and go get stoned, as it were, with the rune stones. Who else has jumped in here? We got we got up to that one. We got Christians in house there. What's up, people? Good to see CC. Matt and Bali as well. Howdy all. Hope you're doing well, Matt. Hex go you. Go yo. Hex go yo. Hi there. Good to see you as well in the chat. What else? We got a couple others in there. That's it pretty much. We got CC in there as well. A nice one, CC. All right, let's get back into it. Pulsechain updates. And here we are on day 208, oh, 308, sorry, 208. I just took 100 days off. 308 is the day. Fortunately, the day is now updating. It got stuck there for a while. So day 308. And the price of Pulsechain, 000149, down 5.67%. And currently 49% above sacrifice price. Obviously, we've had a bit of fallout from some of the X post storms from RH. And we also had the market pullback. So we had quite a crazy time last couple of days, 2 days. Pulsex at the moment, quadruple 0699, down 6.65%. And of course, we had some whale sale there the other day. We had sacrifice whale number 25. Can you believe it? Was doing some selling on Pulsex. We watched that in the Discord the other day. Sort of some of the things we get up to in Discord. And of course, the buy and burn at the moment, 749.4 billion. So that's still going up and away, folks. I can't wait till it gets to 1 trillion. Can you? We've got about 1 trillion in supply. Pretty bullish. Now we've got Power City Earn Protocol out there taking a lot of Pulsex off the market as well, which is super bullish there. So looking pretty good. 3.67% at the moment. What will we end up on the end of the year? It's going to be fun to see. Hopefully we'll get close to that 5%, right? That's what we're hoping there for the first year. And then on top of that, Power City taking a lot of stuff off the market too. Now, incentive token, $7.76, up down 7% at the moment. The ratio is probably more important. It's at 52,000 pulse. So I think, what did we get up to high? Was it 56? We'll have a look at the chart. I think it was about 56 or so thousand. The total supply has gone over 26,500,000 incentive tokens. And obviously, these are all emitted from the Pulsex farms. And we are expecting a lower, a shift down in the emission curve probably at the end of the first year of Pulsex. That's kind of what we're expecting there. We'll see what that rate is. I think it's going to be about 20%, but we'll see what it is when it gets there. What else is going? We got PHEX at the moment, 1.81 cents, up 11%. So this was the title of the video. Hex goes crazy. Obviously, we had all the X post Twitter storms there. Hex and eHex pump. They're both pumped, so we can talk about that. And PHEX there at 1.81 cents, up 11%. And eHex is up at a 3600th of a penny. So that was sitting at about 25 yesterday when I looked at it. So the combined price of eHex and PHEX is back over 2 cents. Yay! 2.18 cents. So that's good news for all the Xkins out there. But there's more good news, of course. We're going to be talking about the XHex airdrop. So that's good as news as well. Hexans deserve lots of good news, don't they? Let's move on from there. So let's have a look at the charts quickly. The charts there for PHEX at the moment, 1489 on the weaker side. We can see that, but still holding pretty strong. We have got some pretty natural support here at 1400. We've got the 50 moving average here in this sort of red purple line here, and we've also got some support here from the last time we moved and broke through. So yeah, with 1400 is good support. We almost bounced off that at 1440, but definitely looking not too bad there. And the RSI must have definitely cooled off. Look at that RSI. The RSI is definitely cool. Look at that. It's 47, 48. So we've got plenty of room to move for another upside. However, MACD is still negative a bit there, so we'll be looking for this to turn a little bit as well. but let's see if we can hold this range above 1400. That's kind of the mark there. Not sure if Brennan's got any particular thoughts about that. All right, let's jump over to Pulsechain. Pulsechain here. Oh, that's on the hourly, so you can see Pulsechain had a bit of a volatility there. But we'll go to the daily here on Pulsechain, and you can see similar story here. But we did bounce off the 21 EMA, 21 EMA there. So that is at 6,765. So we bounced off there twice now. So that's looking good for a bit of support. So hopefully we can hold that line. Any case, 16, say 400, 6,400 is hopefully another level of support there. So nice support range in this zone here. You can see we felt resistance there a couple of times. Hopefully we'll bounce off that as support at 6,400. The RSI there as well, chilling off at 54, which is good news. You want to have another run. That's good to see. And of course, unfortunately, we got a negative MACD, but hopefully that's a bit of a fake out. But like these sort of crisscrossies here, and we'll be back on the ascendancy. And of course, we've had Power City launch, and that's proving to do very well. We're going to check those numbers out in a minute. $7.73 on the ratio for incentive. Sorry, dollars for incentive. The ratio at the moment is currently 51,917. Still looking pretty good actually. And of course, that high there got up to 55,762. So I said 56,000, not too bad there. And of course, the RSI just chilling off a little bit too on the old incentive token. Boy, has that performed very well. Look at that thing, looking very good there. I know Brizology's had a good time with the old incentive token. And of course, at eHex, 1.8 cents at the moment. Yesterday's range, we had a low of 1.5 cents, a high of 1.9. So not a pretty decent range yesterday. A lot of volatility after shedding the price for several days in a row. Obviously, this was the first day Richard posted. And of course, we got all the way up to 2.9, almost 3 cents for a PX. Isn't that amazing? Or Hex on Pulsechain. And then we obviously slid down all the way back down to 1.3 cents. Man, oh man, oh man. What a crazy time it's been for Hex. Hex goes crazy. That's the title of the video. And then, of course, now we have got a good start here at 1.8 cents, looking pretty good, up 8.67%. So I'm liking that. Let's look at the RSI. We had plenty of room in the RSI. We were all the way down at 45, and we're only at 50 now. So this thing could really pop. Looking good there as well. And hopefully the MACD will start to turn in that direction, which it should, given the big pump we had today. We get another pump all the way there, and the weekend is upon us. So hope fingers crossed for that. eHex, of course. eHex here, the one that's been shunned. It's been shunned. What do they call it? Hex Classic, Hex Genesis, Hex Origin. I don't know. What do you guys want? eHex. I mean, there's so many X's out there. We've seen a number of influencers, particularly people in developers for second layer protocols, come in support of eHex. Not to say that it's better than PHEX, because we all know the magic carrot rides on Pulsechain, but just to say that it has a lot of support, has some solutions, including Hex staking pools, and of course the addresses the gas fee there as well. So there is a number of solutions in there, and there's a lot of Hex has gone into those protocols, and over 2 billion. So it has been very successful at that point. And of course, a lot of good arguments there. Obviously, with Hex's correction, there was a massive amount of value wiped off the market versus the gas costs that Hexkins have paid for staking. So Dipcatch has pointed that out very nicely on some of his posts. You can check that out. It's got a lot of good stuff there. In any case, we got all the way down to what do we got there? 0016. So 1600 from a penny was how low we got with eHex. But here we have it now at almost 3,400 of a penny back on the ascendancies here. So we'll obviously have to see how this goes in the future, but it is going to be a lot more stronger than people think. And of course, there's so many investors involved with it, right? Over 9,500 T-shares or 9.4 million T-shares. So it's a lot of investors there. And of course, liquidity is still around. So that's the key, right? Liquidity is always the key in any token. So there we go. We'll keep watching that number. At the moment, of course, on Pulsechain, eHex has got 418,000 in liquidity. Remember, Pulsechain is Pulsechain here is a V2 deck, so you need 50-50 on each side. It's not like V3. And of course, that is up to the rockets there, doing pretty well. All right, so eHex looking good, and so it pumps along with that. But let's have a look at the ratio of eHex and PX. This is what people are talking about all the time, and we're currently at 5.34, so not too bad. Not too bad. So there we go. Let's go to the daily on eHex PX. And there we go. Look at that. Woo-hoo-hoo. We had the volatility. So pre-Richard Hart's post there, we were down at about 1.76 to 1. So one PHEX would equal 1.76. You guys know I've got this inverted. I prefer this view. So 1 PX to eHex there. is 1.76 times stronger, let's say, in price. And it got all the way up to 3 days ago, got all the way up to 10.28. So 1 PHEX would get you 10.28 eHex there. So 100,000 PHEX would get you 1 million eHex. So that's kind of the way to think of it. And here we are back down here, right in the middle. Isn't it funny we're right in the middle here at this range? I think that's kind of funny between these ranges. And we're at 5.3, so settling down a little bit here. How close will it go? Will it drift down here? Will it drift down to 3.7? Will we sort of find a balance there at around 3 to 4 on the ratio? Definitely doable. And the sentiment in the market seems like it at the moment. So we'll see how we go there in the future. It's going to be a bit of a battle of the wills, a battle of the influencers out there, isn't it? But hey, people can get Hex, and they they can do what they want with it. They can hold it liquid. They can speculate in the bull market. They can do short-term mining, or they can do medium, long-term mining. Well, it's up to them. So it's both of the contracts are immutable, as you saw at the beginning of the live stream. And of course, number two, then the market will do what it's want. People are free. People are the network, as you saw in the beginning of the video. So some interesting things will happen there. And of course, there are plenty of solutions on Ethereum, like Hex staking pools. We're going to have more, of course. So pretty exciting there for the Maximus team, Magic Carp Ride team. And so there's lots of solutions there. And tradable tokens like Maxi and Base and Trio, Lucky and Desi, all the honorable ones that have done a great job in Ethereum. So got a long life there, and of course liquidity as well, particularly V2 Ethereum, V3 obviously Ethereum, and we know that USDC V3, which is where the BankX wall is, his liquidity is being largely removed from there on the buy side. So let's see what happens in the future. It's going to be fun, folks. It's going to be fun. All right, that's pretty much it. And of course, eHex get dragged up with PHEX, right? That's the narrative. This is bonded. This is how the I guess bonded psychology. Maybe not Hart laws squared. How about that? We call it Hart laws squared. Bonded psychology, not necessarily liquidity. They're on two chains, but the market tends to move together there. So bonded squared. How about that? Hart law squared or something like that. Let's call it Hart law times Hart law. That's the way we go. All right, enough stupidity. Let's move on. And that's looking pretty good, right? We also saw, of course, on PHEX, we saw the Magic Carp Ride, their Origin account, they're buying a ton of Hex the other day, yesterday it was, and of course that's how we got our big, spurred our big pump. 20,000 die, 20,000 die here, 10,000 die, 20,000 die, 20,000 die, buying the good old PHEX there on a Pulsechain. So some nice buying there to push the market back up. And you can decide what that's all about. But there we go. They're part of the Magic Carp Ride. All right. That is pretty much it on there. And, of course, on the combined price of eHex and PHEX, we're at 2.173 cents. We got all the way down, folks, down to 1.6 cents. But we're back up to 2.17. Like I tell you, once we get over 3 cents, whatever the ratio is between eHex and PHEX, it's going to be game on. 3 cents is the mark. And once it goes, it goes. And I'm looking forward to it. All right. That's pretty much it on there. So we're going to jump away from all the hexes. Let's get back into the rest of the market. Let's have a look here. The gas prices at the moment quite high. 5 times the normal rate there. Almost 1 million beats at the moment as we're looking at it live. Normally it's around about 200,000 beats. That's kind of the play. But of course, as Pulsechain gets more valuable and more activity and things like that, we will get more sporadic movements to the upside. And at the moment, we've got 5 cents for a Pulsechain swap. Normally about 1 cent. We got Pulsechain at 3/10 of a penny for a Pulsecoin transfer and 1/10 of a penny for a PRC20 transfer there. Regardless of that, at 47 grand on Ethereum with a $62 swap fee, we're still almost 1,200 times cheaper than Ethereum and 1,200 times cheaper than Bitcoin, funnily enough, at $3.68. And of course, the cool thing about crypto and DeFi is not only do we have ledgers and things like that, but we actually have the ability to do compounding efficiently compared to dirty old fiat and TradeFi. And of course we do it in DeFi space where true freedom lies. And we also have a lot of profit sharing in our protocols, which is pretty exciting. And I'm excited about where the future of Pulsechain will be with DeFi. And that's why I always back some of the leaders in DeFi like Jacob's ecosystem, like Tetra and others, and Patias and P-Day, AI solutions. You know me, I love this stuff. And I think it's a real big future on Pulsechain. Let's see, jump to validators at the moment. Validators, 49,450 validators on Pulsechain, 1.58 trillion off the market. Let's have a look at the bridge. This is kind of the heart. This is our health measure, right? If you want to think of a heartbeat health measure, We're looking at this bridge number, 146.8 million. So pretty similar to yesterday from memory. We got as high over the 180 million mark, back when we had that first pump back a week or so ago. And so we're still holding up okay, but we'll keep a good keen eye on this in the bull market ahead and the magic up right ahead, right? That's kind of the play at the moment. Now, how many issues? We talked about this Power City Earn protocol. It did the flippening on liquid loans. Liquid loans, obviously, it must have had some issues here, but we're at $21.5 million of PXDC in existence, our native stablecoin, and $18.8 million in USDR, which fell all the way from 32 million. We know there's been some, I think, some stuff around redemptions and things like that that have been addressed by Liquid Loan CEO Crypto Crazy. In terms of Coast, we've still got $4.1 million in Coast. Those are our 3 native stable coins. And as you guys know, I can't wait, man. Come on, Jacob, out there. Let's get this thing going. PUSD Algo, it is going to be a juggernaut on Pulsechain. And, of course, it would add fantastic value to this complement here of these native stablecoins. Let's get it done. Let's go. Let's go. Let's make it happen. Anyway, if you guys want to get 90% referral bonus in for PUSD Algo, which may launch at the second half of this year, the link is in the video description. And, of course, watch the video yesterday. We covered that in full. Now, Lock Coins. Let's go to Lock Coins. Lock Coins there, $389 million worth. So 2.6 trillion pulses off the market there. And we've got about 16 or so trillion in total supply, remember. And of course, that includes the sacrifice ROA sort of stuff. And then of course we've got how much here? We've got 869 billion PulseX is locked in Power City. So not quite a trillion yet, but did about that much in a week. What are we on day 9 now? I think it is. So looking good there. And we know that Magic Upride is going to be doing a front end, Bristol front end for Power City, which is going to allow you to earn bean and do auto balancing really well. So looking forward to that also. So that is pretty much it for day 308. We're going to be starting day 309, I think it is. Looking pretty good there on Pulsechain. Nice. Now, we're talking about Hex, baby. Hex goes crazy. Hex and eHex pump. How funny is that? And, of course, we've got a lot of stuff happening in that space online. But, of course, now we've also got Jack Levin from the X1 chain. Many call him the vampire and stuff like that. You know me, I don't really care about stuff. We're no drama channel, so we're just trying to go with it at the moment. We have a bit of fun with that, personalities and things like that. But XHex, X1 chain airdrop. Now, I think X1 is going to be an incredible chain, one of the main chains for this bull market. It's going to have artificial intelligence. Probably the first chain working on, I think, a consensus in the chain and things like that. It's going to have Argent layer for native staking and things like that. So it's going to be a lot of offerings, including supporting inscriptions, many other facets to it. It's going to be pretty badass as well. It's going to have lots of different things. Won't be able to be forked. You won't be able to fork the X1 chain, unlike other chains as well. So it's got a lot of cool things. XHex, though, is Jack's come into the play there, and he wanted to, after the eHex, craziness, he wanted to drop XHex to the Hexkin community. And, of course, it's going to be free. So unless people are against free stuff, I don't know. But I like free stuff. And, of course, the X1 chain, airdrop snapshot, and it is the 9th of March. So here it is from Jack Levin himself. XHex won't have a middleman, just like Zen. And the snapshot date for airdrop accounting will be March the 9th. Now, a lot of people were asking about this. Is it going to be before all the craziness online regarding eHex? And it is March the 9th there. So you can see March the 10th was the fallout in price. So it's going to be based on this day here. And, of course, what else did he say? It's March the 9th before the X post that killed it. Well, it's not dead, is it? But, impacted it big time. And, of course, lost a lot of value for sure at the current time in the market. Markets can recover, just like we covered from the SEC event. Most fair way to do it, as a lot of people sold at a loss right after. Now, there were a lot of people that did do that. We saw $1 billion in penalties on Hex that day on eHex. Didn't we have $1 billion in penalties and Hex penalties that day? Of course, if you got your T-shares, you don't care. I always take Robbie Davidson. He says, I've got the thing I care about is T-shares. I've got my T-shares on Ethereum. I got my T-shares on Pulsechain. And you just keep earning, right? From penalties, no matter what matter decisions people make, right? So there we go. And as you saw in the video at the beginning of the stream, we are the network. People are the network. We interact with the code. We mint our own Hex. This is the way it goes. This is the play. Be careful who you listen to, and be careful what decisions you make, right? So there we go. And that is the play. And, of course, nice stuff there as well. I see Dipcatchers responded here too. How will you account for the wrapped Hex stake pools? tokens such as Maxi, Base, Trio, Lucky, Decky. Now, people have asked about that. About 1 billion Hex across 10,000 holders who have embraced multi-chain. If you need help generating a list of holders, I have a script I used for the party airdrop I can give you. Thank you, appreciate it. And holder will too. And a holder, he's a holder, I guess a holder, I'll DM. So nice stuff happening there, folks. So if you've got Hex or derivatives with Hex in them, then it looks like you're going to get credited there. Nice communication there amongst the team. So cool, kind of cool there. All right, so that's exciting stuff. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I'll link the link there. Free stuff, man. I love it. Crypto. This is going to be the bull market. The more the merrier, right? The more the merrier. That's all I can say. All right, bam. There we go. And as I say, X1 chain is going to be pretty lit. And in terms of staking and things like that, there'll probably be some solutions around that on the contract. We'll see what happens with that, whether it's on the IGN layer or whatever else they have there. We will see. Let's see what else we got there. Hextomar says we need more eHex penalties. Hex Squid says XHex will be a meme without staking. Yeah, I'm sure there'll probably be some sort of staking solution or something in that kind of play on that chain. So we'll see what that DeFi solution is, as opposed to maybe the Hex underlying contract. I love that incentive token, Pulse Hex peer, and the rewards to incentive Pulse pool for even more angst, says Matt. Yeah, great. Hey, people are loving the incentive token. We know that Richard Hart has talked very favorably about the incentive token. It is the incentive token. That's the name of it. And yeah, people need it for mining the two pools with Pulse and PulseX, a very popular pool there. And it is relatively scarce as well. And of course, will probably be the case in time, especially with the emission curve expected. So yeah, it's a great place to be. I know a lot of people enjoying it there in the old PulseX farms. Definitely one of the most, I would think, most conservative upside potentials in the Pulsechain ecosystem. So definitely check that out. Nice one there, Matt. I like free stuff, says Hex Squid. Me too. Me too. eHex is a worry super, says Ben Whistler. Hey, look, I'm not saying it's going to be PHEX. PHEX is the magic upride, but eHex is a mutable code, and there's a lot of investors there and a lot of influencer supporters. It will tick along, as we say. It will tick along. What ratio it will be to PHEX, the market will decide. But so far, we have seen a range of between about 4 and 6. So it's currently at 5.3. So we'll see if that range holds in the future, or maybe even go down to 3 to 1. But we'll see how we go. We do have the BankX wall there, so that is an issue regardless of what some people say about it. But nonetheless, the market will decide. PHEX is the main game. Just remember that. Hex on Pulsechain. So if you've got capital, PHEX would be the place to be. All right, is it just me, or has March the 9th already passed? That's the snapshot. So if you had Hex at that time, liquid or staked, that is going to be the snapshot when it gets taken. X1 chain hasn't launched yet. I don't know when it's going to launch. Maybe at the earliest, Bitcoin halving, April, May. We will find out on that one. So also, I'd rather chew off my left arm than support Zen, says the living man. Hey, it's you're free. You're free. You're free to do what you want. So if you don't want to use the airdrop, feel free to send it to me. I'll take it. How about that? Thank you very much for your donations. I appreciate it. Hit me up in Discord when you get your tokens. What else? Brennan says, can Jack not include BankX wallet as well? I think he's going to go through all those. I'm pretty sure there, Brennan. We'll see what he does. All right. He has made comments about that on the other video. All right, that's pretty much it for the XHex free airdrop. I'll take it. You'll enjoy it too. All right, let's jump over to the rest of the categories. We're going to talk PRC20s on Pulsechain and see what's been moving and shaking. Now, PDI is sitting at 3,900. We're going to watch that maker, that theme with the maker theory out there. It's got a lot of good evidence to it, and of course, we see the big wallets. The Origin Genesis wallets there doing some stuff. So we're watching out for that. And so far, this is pretty cool narrative. Got up to 5,500 for a penny. Will it get to 1 cent? And will it get to 10 cents? And of course, we're going to obviously expect selling in these psychological points. Can it get to $1? And will it suddenly happen very quickly? That's the other thing there. So it's lots of cool stuff. We went through a bit of that yesterday in Discord. Wrap Bitcoin at the moment, $181, up for almost 5%. Man, Wrap Bitcoin, we called this theme on the channel. We have been picking winners, chicken dinners here on this channel. And a big shout out to a lot of the cool people in our Discord. Archie, Brennan, and others in there have been really doing great picks as well. So yeah, it's looking good, man. Looking hot. If you haven't joined our Discord, join. We've just been picking winners all the time. It's going so good in there. Get involved, folks. Link to the Discord is in the video description. SHIB at the moment up 3%, not looking too bad there, and Pepe there down 4.5%. So we're watching those two things as well. Some of the other ones there, we've got the LUSD down 14%. That's the liquidity fork, of course. Compound is up 20%. Nice little move there on Compound. Keep a lookout for that. And Maker here and Aave. Some of those, particularly Maker and Compound. Those are ones to look out here on the top PRC 20s. What else is doing interesting? I think that's pretty much it. Let's jump over to the top influencer meme coins and have a look at some of these. So we've got PTGC, one of the best charts on the Pulsechain. Let's have a look at this. Still holding up pretty well. Had obviously quite a bit of shedding here in the price, but still holding up pretty well there at quadruple 06300. And of course, this thing's got a DAO and the alien token, and they've got a big plan ahead. I mean, there's lots happening in the space for this one. So it gets quite a bit of influencers talking about it too, and not too bad at the moment. The high so far has been 001077, so it did actually lose a 0 down from there at the moment, but definitely upside potential. The RSI has cooled off significantly down here at 43, so definitely worth doing your due diligence on that, but definitely been one of our top performers on Pulsechain. Access Alive, man, this has not recovered, down 11% again. I really feel for it. I would like to support other influencers projects, if I can. And here we are at 6100. Has not recovered from those whale sales. This one here and this one here, and down it is gone at the moment. 6100 there. Not sure. I haven't been closely watching any fundamentals around it, but just looking at the chart there. So check it out with Access Alive if you have any questions about that. Note token from Randy Alaski down 5%. It's been holding up pretty well. Finally slipping a little bit here the last couple of days, but a cheaper entry for people to get involved with. Obviously, there's liquidity farming on 9-inch. There's other liquidity pools as well, and of course, it's one of the tokens accepted on the Pulsebot crypto casino. Definitely worth checking that out. What else we got there? Hex address down 6.6% there from I guess it's Abit's one. Hexy Bastard Paul Pleb down 8% as well. Let's see here, Ben Armstrong down 1%, so it's pretty flat. We are expecting V2 to be dropping on Pulsechain, so it'll be interesting to see whether Ben strongly supports his V1 and V2. V2 will be the new one. V1 is the copy, of course, so we'll be looking out for that. Now, I believe he just got his channel back. Is that right? His BitBoy channel branding. He's going to be having a new show coming out, all that good stuff, and he's been hanging out with a lot of the American Pulsechain influencers out there. And Hex influencers, so we'll see what comes with that. More token at the moment, down 5.5% from Trayvon, obviously a big influencer in crypto and in the space, and of course that's down 5.5, but it has performed very well actually, and I suspect that will continue to perform well over the bull market given the way this chart looks. Right, that's the chart there all the time. So you see it bounced off 6.5 cents and is currently at 56 cents, been as high, pretty much as high as around 89 cents there, so not too bad at the moment on that one. All right, what else we got going there? A dodge there from Jeff Kadakis, Trust Swap there, and that is down 6% and not doing too much, so very little liquidity there. As far as I'm aware, we haven't really heard much from Jeff Kadakis. He was very early on, doing a lot on Pulsechain. I must, probably need to go and check his X feed, but haven't seen much there lately. And obviously a big player in crypto, one of the biggest launch pads as well. And of course, you got Trust Finance. You can launch your own tokens on Pulsechain using their method, so that's an option too. Let's get to our fourth one there, the Pulsechain projects, our main event. Let's see what else. Halgo up 4% there. What token from Power City up 20%, like a boss. They're doing a great job, and a nice little bounce back there from 2300th of a penny up to 2800th of a penny almost. And of course, it is on the bottom, coming off the bottom, so maybe a good pickup there. Worth checking out. What else is looking interesting here? Anything else up? Nothing else really up there, is it? Communist up 32%. Nice little move there from Communist. That thing's really got volatility, isn't it? That cold Communist there. And of course, another airdrop for Hexkins, right? That one. Bean Barbrista up 20% there. So nice to see Magic Carpet Ride doing well on the back of Power City. Obviously, the Barista's product's going to be they're going to be launching that front end for Power City as well. I think that's only 2 or 3 weeks away. Keep a lookout for that. Obviously, they've already got Barista for liquid loans, and those are the two liquidity forks if you guys are not aware. So that's pretty much there. MCR, Magic Carpet Ride up 17%. So the two tokens, Bean and Magic Carpet Ride, are pumping today, up 17.4% there. So I'm not sure if they have some news today, but I Did check, I couldn't see anything particular, but that is up today, 17%. And I think that's it at the moment. So Communists, Magic Carp Ride, and Power City What Token are the leaders today amongst the Pulsechain projects. Let's see what the losers are. Let's have a look at the losers here. Pulse LN, maybe some good pickups. I always look for the losers, and particularly if they're blue chips on Pulsechain, because it could be a good opportunity to pick up some good blue chips when they rebound. And of course, unless they've got some fatal thing happen, then otherwise looking good. 21% on PLN might be a good pickup. Check it out. And let's have a look at that chart while we're here, since I'm talking about it. Yeah, look at that. A bit of a pullback here, but look at that chart. Look, very strong chart. Bit of pullback here, maybe bounce from here. RSI definitely getting low. Maybe getting a bit of that oversold territory. Obviously not as definitive as this back here. We hit 30, but back here at 41 might have a little bounce back there too. Keep a lookout for that one on the PLN there, one of our on-ramp, off-ramps, including the Bitcoin Lightning Network. Very important there. Up token, liquid loans related token down 20%. We got the earn token. I saw up token was with Haunted was on Rags. Was it Rags? No, Crypto Heartbeat. So if you haven't checked out, you want to learn more about up token and Haunted, check out Crypto Heartbeat's YouTube channel. Obviously, one of our bigger influencers in the space. And of course, that actually is down 20%. So I'm not sure what's happening there. But anyway, that is the move down. So we've got Earn Protocol there as well from Power City. That's down 16%. So while the What token might be up, the Earn token is down. Fame, which is part of the PH Universe ecosystem, one of our top TVL project teams. That's down 40% there. Maybe a bit of an opportunity there as well. They're doing incredible on the fees they're earning at the moment. I mean, they've been absolutely crushing it on the fees. In fact, let's have a look at Fame because they have absolutely been doing amazing on the fees. Remember, the PH Universe is made up of several teams. Oh, I'm not sure why that's not working. Fame is on another site here. Let me try this site. No, that's the site that's not working. Let me just do another site here. It must be an old one. Trade, is this the one? Yeah, here we go. I accept. So they've been earning quite a good amount of fees. So let's have a look here. Holding APR at the moment. Are you kidding me? 111% there. Not bad. Not bad. That doesn't include, of course, the capital movement and the liquidity. But, man, that's pretty neat there on the fees. What else there? Fees, 24-hour fees, $11,000. So not bad at all. And total fees so far, $3 million in total fees Fame has earned since being on Pulsechain. That's pretty awesome. Well done to the PH Universe team there. There's lots more on that one, of course. That's where, if you're not familiar with Fame, it is a fork of GMX, and therefore you can do perpetual trading and margin trading up to 30x on here. And people do. And you can check the stats out, and that will show you all the stats of what people are doing. And you can see this yellow orange line here, sorry, is just up and to the right, the amount of fees that have been earned. So pretty amazing stuff there. Man, they've added a few little different charts here too. Trader profits looking pretty good. $1 million in the cumulative profits there coming out of the LP pool. So traders winning pretty hard there as well. So your fees less the trader fees. That's kind of your net profit. All right, kind of cool. Well done. Let's jump over to the other ones there. What else we got? I think that's it. Mintra down 10%, 14%, sorry. ZKZX there, another tornado cash fork. Quasi blue chip, maybe green chip, let's call it, 234K at the moment. So not too bad there as well. All right, that's some of the highlights there. Let's jump over. We're going to talk about hex.com quickly. So obviously you can buy Hex on Pulsechain as preference, or you can buy it on Ethereum as a second rate. And of course, you can put it into mining if you so choose. We're currently on day 1566 on Ethereum, and of course, day 309 on Pulsechain. So we were just waiting for the results here for day 1565, not out yet. Now, we didn't have this result. I wasn't live streaming yesterday, but we have yesterday's result out, and we got 6.998 hex per TShare on Ethereum, and we had a price increase, obviously pretty substantial after a big decrease. We had a pretty big pump there on the price, 42%. The share rate went up 58 on Ethereum. And, of course, let's have a look at the ownership pool. Ownership pool had that big T-share, in response to, the Hex craziness, 103,000 T-shares gone. And we had a recovery there of 2,000 T-shares, sitting at 9,361,000 T-shares. And, man, we were sitting at 9.5 million before all the chaos. And now we're sitting at 9,361,000 T-shares. So, really, we've still got the bulk of T-shares in place, and people are earning. And as Robbie Davidson says, I've got T-shares on both chains. So there we go. I just keep earning. And, of course, we've got 1 billion 2 days ago, we got 1 billion of Hex there in the payout pools, plus a couple other pretty amazing days, 134, 22, and a billionaire. And of course, today, pretty modest, 610,000. Things have come down. So we're back to the normal payout, 65,000. We're not going to get another half a trillion there. Half a billion there. We're going to get at 65 million, but that's still pretty good there. Now, what's happening with the numbers? Well, we had obviously a lot of selling amongst the liquid holders in the hundreds, but we've calmed down there at 33. We were watching this number in the future. Obviously, we were already losing T-shares holders overall, because obviously Pulsechain is the preferred chain, the better chain, the cheaper chain. And of course, there we are down at down 12 to 108,618 miners currently mining on Ethereum. Now Pulsechain, we don't have the data out for Pulsechain, so we'll just have to leave that for the time being. 63, yeah, we've only got 63 there, so we'll keep looking out for that. All right, so we might have to cover this again tomorrow. Actually, not tomorrow, because I'm going to probably take a day off, but the next day. So there we go. That is Hex, folks. An hour and 5 minutes, not bad. That's a pretty hardcore coverage of Pulsechain and Hex, and of course Bitcoin as well. We covered that pretty in full as well. So, woo, hot dog, as we say. What else we got going here? Let's see what else. We've got Brennan in the house there. 6 is Brennan. Yeah, I think so. PDGC to Jupiter, in my opinion, says X to Mars. Absolutely. I agree with you on that. And Aku says, when do we moon? I need to escape prison. I'm in Australia, says Aku. Yeah. Well, Magic Cup Ride's still in place, and we're going to play a video on that on the way out. 2 more weeks, says Brennan. Yeah, 2 more weeks indeed. It will be many months, of course, that it will play out. The Magic Cup Ride will play out over many months. Many months. PLSX will mount faces this bull run, says the grumpy old guy. Absolutely. You are so right. So Richard Art Golden Crypto looking good. Pulsex incentive token, PHex or Hex on Pulsechain, and of course eHex as well. It's going to be dragged up. So it's going to be a lot of fun to ride the Magic Cup ride there. Looking forward to it. And of course, what other plays will Richard be making? Will it be the maker theory? And of course, we're looking out for all that. This bull market's going to be a lot of fun. All right, let me see here. What have we got here? What video was that I played? Oh, yeah, I played that one. All right, take care, everybody. If you want to subscribe, like, share, hit the bell on all the channels. If you love Pulsechain content, let us know. Leave a comment after the live stream if you're watching on the replay. And if you want to have more chats about everything, strategies, intel, whatever, get into our Discord. The link's in the video description, and join today. And I will catch you again, maybe not tomorrow, but the next day. But I will be in the Discord nevertheless. So see you there. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the Magic Carpet Ride, man. The bull market's going to be lit, and we're excited about it. And enjoy any free airdrops you can get. Enjoy it. It's crypto after all. It's a crypto, so enjoy the free airdrops. All right, take care. Bye for now.
In theory, if someone were a billionaire and they had like all this money, why wouldn't they just buy more of the thing they liked instead of dumping the thing they liked? Like if Bezos bought shares in Amazon, would you be pissed off? If Apple does a stock buyback and they buy more of their own shares in their company back from the public, which is a way to turn earnings into yield for the shareholders, do you get mad and yell at Apple? And so we had to come up with a word for this fan fiction fantasy, which is the opposite of a rug pull, called a magic carpet ride. And so if you're worried about risk of a rug pull, what weighted value have you given the risk of a magic carpet ride? And it's just hilarious to me.
It's fun to watch Hex pumping up the charts. It's left behind all kinds of broken hearts who didn't buy the dip, who didn't DCA, and now that we're on a rip, it's hard to look away. Now I'm not the one to hand out free advice, but as for me, I wouldn't dare think twice about buying a bag, since we're still somewhat down. This rocket ship's about to break the speed of sound. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Hexaco. Now, I tip my hat to everyone who minds. You're getting paid out while you're killing time. It makes room for a nice vacation to the beach, perhaps a celebration now that you are rich. Ha ha! Ignore the haters who all called you crazy. You studied hard while they were being lazy. Now you're packing bags, about to take a ride up on that rocket ship, mooned up and starry-eyed. I feel these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico. Now that we're summer bound and the sun is bright, I see that it's not round but rather has 6 sides. It's a work of art that's written into code, designed by Richard Hart to make our bags explode. You know these wheels are starting to roll. Best to sit back and just enjoy the show, 'cause we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico. Yeah, we're about to ride that train into the heart of Mexico.